What's up, y'all? Sorry for the weird angle. I'm washing dishes. I'm at the end of a very long day. But I just wanted to show up and compliment Mr. Zelensky, President Zelensky, because I finally watched the that fucking televised conversation between Vance Trump and Zelensky, and I was keeping an eye on like other people's headlines about it, um, for the most part, until I finally watched like the real like clip and actually listened to the conversation. And it's just deplorable how these people just show an inability to treat other people with respect. Um, it's really fucking deplorable. Um, but oh my god, Zelensky, he had this moment where he was getting every time he tried to like thoughtfully present what he had to say, because that's how conversations work. I know Americans have largely fucking forgotten how conversations work. That is my own animosity from just needing to work jobs and stuff, like, Americans have forgotten how conversations work. And it's fucking painful. Anyway, um, Zelensky had a moment where, he was just getting shut down by either Vance or Trump over and over. And it was over. It devolved into taunting and just like this weird like shaming gaslighting shit like really fucking quickly. And I see why so many people were saying that, like, you know Americans have been embarrassed today. But Zelensky just like had this moment where he just pulled back a little bit. He had been engaged, he had been patient, he had been like very focused and everything. And then it's just like, have you said thank you once? And it's just like, wow. And um, and then Trump just started when Trump, because he was just sitting quiet in the middle for a while, and when he finally started piping up, it was just to do that weird kind of that like devil's advocate kind of stuff. That's just like, I don't know, any small little thing that he could grab and like turn around and make that like a mini argument to detract from the actual point of the conversation being had at the time. He was just going for that. But so you could see like Zelensky just kind of like pull back at some point and just be like, is this all it's gonna be? And I saw him just kind of like get quiet in the face for a second. And I saw him just kind of like pull back into himself. And then there was a moment that he just turned and looked at everyone in the room, just like, wow, this is how it's gonna go. And I just kind of saw that sink into him, and I was just like, I'm so sorry, man. Like, you're in a bullshit situation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're the only adult in the room. We all are. We're all very sorry. Many of us are anyway. But then, and that's about where I stopped, because I was just like, I have also given up on the other people in the room at this point in the conversation. And But then I saw a clip of like a press conference being held with Zelensky after that conversation, and somebody asked about like, I don't remember the word they used, but like basically like your rapport or your relationship with the president, and Zelensky, I saw him again just kind of like gather himself in himself, and he like looked directly at the person who asked the question, and because that's what you do when you talk to people, you're supposed to look at them and engage and show that you are like engaged in talking to them, and be committed to, like, if they ask a question, answer the question. Anyway, so he turned and looked at the person who asked the question. He was like, my relationship with the president, with President Trump, and like clarified it. And then he had this moment of just like, how do I want to respond to this? And it was honestly just so fucking beautiful to me to watch someone, especially fucking everything that he has gone through the last few years, and the position that he has been in the last few years. And it was so nice to see a grown man think about what to say before he spoke. It's a beautiful thing. I'd love to see it more often, both in my own life and on the media when it comes to, you know, people making laws. But it was cute because he ended up like just having this like sarcastic answer, and I respect it. And but he, you know, language barrier. I think he ended up saying that he's like, oh, you know, well, we're in the best way that we have been, you know. And but he basically said like, oh, you know, it's never been better, and just kind of like left it there and moved on. I'm just like, I respect that, because like he just got, you know, it's just, I've left jobs on a dime over shit like this too. Like, as soon as I see the leader talking to someone, to another adult, like they're a bad dog, oh man, I'm out. Like, oh cool, we don't treat other people like humans. Got it. You know? But it was just really nice to see Mr. Zelensky after that experience, being questioned about, you know, how he was feeling about all that, and for him to again think before he speaks.